My name is Laura Govostes. I am married to Scott Govostes. We've been married for about 16 years. And we have 3 wonderful children. Jacob, who is 14, Abby's 13, and Caden is 9. The Lord brought us here to Raleigh 8.5 years ago, and what we thought was for a job opportunity, but He had much bigger plans in mind for us. How we got to Beacon was we had heard about Raleigh Christian Academy online, and it's hard to know exactly where you're going in a new city, and didn't know anybody, so we had looked up everything online. We came to RCA for a tour and met Modesty Kavanaugh, and decided we were going to send our oldest to RCA. And on that trip we found out that Beacon was affiliated with the school. We had no idea. We just had researched schools and knew that it was almost August at that point, so we had to get them registered, and she invited us to come to service the next day. On that trip, my husband and I had our 1-year-old with us, and so I was a little bit nervous, not knowing anybody, leaving him in the nursery, and all that. Modesty reassured me. She said, "I'm going to be in the nursery tomorrow." So I thought, okay, I didn't really know her either, but I just felt comfortable. I felt like the Lord was saying, all right, just go and everything's going to be okay. So the next day we walked in the front door, and immediately Marvin Williams came over and welcomed us. And honestly, I did not even think that anyone would even notice us, because just where we're from, Massachusetts, people don't tend to be that friendly, and I just thought we would slip in unnoticed and that would be it. We'd visit and it would be good. But he actually walked us down to the nursery. Modesty was there, just like she said she would be, left my baby, and we sat in the service. And as soon as we sat down, the choir got up. And I don't know why that just sticks out with me so much. I think it's because our church in Massachusetts didn't have a choir. And just the singing, and from that point on it was like we just knew, and I don't know how you explain that, but we just knew that we were where God wanted us to be. And then Pastor, of course, preaching from the King James Bible. We hadn't heard a sermon preached from the King James Bible since we were kids. We just knew. And in fact, we tried on our next house hunting trip, we tried to visit another church and we got lost. So I was like, the Lord was saying, look, this is where I want you. I've made it easy for you. You're good. Not only that, we got settled in pretty well. I was eager to serve and start meeting people. We didn't have any family here, so we wanted to meet as many people as we could. And then I started serving the nursery, and then Mike Young asked Scott and I if we would be willing to teach and be Sunday school. I was not excited about that. I was nervous. I'd never taught a Sunday school class, and I came up with every excuse in my mind that this is not something that I'm gifted in, and I really didn't feel like I had enough biblical knowledge compared to everyone I thought here with, they grew up in this awesome church and they've had this strong foundation, and I didn't have that. And so that was another, excuse I came up with. So I asked if I could go and visit the class. It was Evelyn Moses' 4th grade class, and again, walked in and I couldn't believe it. It was amazing to me that these girls who otherwise wouldn't have an opportunity to hear the gospel were brought in every week. And I didn't realize it then, but Scott and I, we needed these kids just as much as they needed us. And so from that point on, I said, sign me up. I'm gonna help in the class. I'm not gonna teach, because I'm gonna help. I'm gonna do kind of crowd control and snacks and all that kind of stuff. And Evelyn, she said, it's really time you start teaching. I thought, okay. So, and of course, when that happens, you end up growing tremendously, because you learn so much when you've got to teach it. And so so we did that for a few years, and my children started to get a little bit older. They were, Jake, my oldest, was just 6 years old when we first moved here, and we really wanted to serve together in a ministry. We served in Reformers on Friday nights, and we did that together, but we really wanted to be involved in a ministry. I didn't want them to be pew warmers. I wanted them to serve, because when you actually do the jobs, you do the serving, you see all that's involved in it. I remembered Sharon saying in one of the ladies' Bible studies a few times that she and her family served in the bus and that it changed their lives. And that stuck with me. And I thought, well, if Pastor and Sharon did it with their kids, and they're all three in the ministry, they love the Lord, they're serving the Lord, I believe God put our leaders here for a reason, and why not follow their pattern? What do we have to lose? So we asked him if we could ride the bus, and he put us with the Fasons the very first Sunday. There's such a difference between teaching a class and going to their homes, because it just makes it so much more personal, and you really get to know these kids and their situations and their family lives, and we just loved it. It was supposed to be, I think, a temporary thing with the Fasons, but they have really become like our family, and I hate to say like grandparents to my kids, but almost in that way, because their grandparents aren't here and they don't see them that often. We've really enjoyed serving with the Fasons, and just getting to know these kids. My children have said they've just been so much more thankful for the home that we live in and our family life, and being able to get more involved in the kids' life. I've seen them really just open up more with the kids and care about them. The thing about the bus ministry is that bus isn't just on Sunday. It's really every day. And I think not a day goes by, or sometimes hour goes by, that we don't talk about one of the kids or something that happened, good or bad. It just affects every aspect. And just to see, I mean, even in my prayer journal every day, I have all their names written in there, and you just have this connection with them that we otherwise wouldn't have had. But we are so thankful for the opportunity to serve in the bus ministry. My name is Laura, and I've been restored and repurposed.